G'day everyone, Manny P here, and this is just a bit of an update on what I'm doing at the moment in terms of routine now. In the past, I've done probably when I can done maybe body splits maybe twice a week, sometimes full body, sometimes split it up between upper and lower or push and pull, more around around time factors and obviously managing other parts of my life in terms of being a parent, working, all that kind of thing. At the moment, I'm basically I've moved after probably being back in lifting about a year now properly. Mucking around a bit for the first part of that, just experimenting, trying to get some of my strength back after struggling with some injuries, and I think I'm finally at a point as well where I'm managing those well and learn when I need to back off enough to keep injuries at bay. Do things like deloads, but yeah, getting off track. I guess I'm moving now into full body 3 times a week. So for me, obviously having a little one at home with me full time, that limits how much time I can spend in the gym. So I'm fortunate enough to have some family who my daughter also spends some time with. So it gives me a chance to sneak into the gym overnight 3 times a week. So at the moment, and especially I guess because I usually been at work all day, I want to be at the gym, usually get out of there pretty late anyway. Don't want to be in there for, a couple of hours or whatever. Not that you necessarily need to, but I try and split it up. So at lunchtime, I actually have an anytime fitness near me, so I'll sneak in there. Have enough time to drive up the road, get in there, do some chest. Just usually just do my chest there, and then head home and I'll do my squats, do my deads, rows, and usually one of those 3 days I'll do some accessory work too, so maybe some flyers and that kind of thing. So coming in 3 times a week. Of a night after my work, lunchtime workout, and typically, just doing squats, doing some bent over barbell rows, and I'll do deadlifts as well, depending on how. At the moment, I'm finding because I'm lifting 3 days a week, I'm trying to start. So my squats have been cracked for a long time. Doing a lot of work on those at the moment. They are starting to improve, but at times my spinal erectors are feeling a little bit fried, so I tend to try and do deadlifts if I can a couple of days a week. Sometimes it might only be 1 day a week. Sometimes have a second day where I'm just doing some lighter stuff. Trying to do a lot of stuff like deficit deads. I'm not real happy with my hammies and my glutes. So I find the deficit deads in terms of getting up higher seem to really hit my hammies a lot harder. And also started doing some stiff-legged deadlifts as well, which were great. I did those for the first time last week after talking to a guy at the gym I saw with some good legs who was doing something similar after coming back from a hammy injury, and he was doing those and found they work well, so I gave it a go and killed my legs the next day. So not expecting, obviously, when you're training frequently, you're not going to have that same soreness beyond maybe the first time you try something different, because your body does adapt. It's probably a good sign that you're not getting sore all the time. If you're getting sore legs, there's a good chance you're not training with the frequency you need to be. If you're training 2 or 3 times a week, you'll find that it's very unlikely you're going to get DOMs. If you get DOMs, try upping your frequency. You'll probably find that they'll go away. Been doing that and found that works well. So I'm going to keep trying to work that in. And, at the end of the day, I guess in saying 3 times a week, 1 day in the middle, generally, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The Wednesday will be slightly lower weight, be a high volume or a metabolic type of workout. I don't do super low volumes anyway, to be honest, because I've found in the past doing the 5x5 stuff, doing the heavier stuff for me, even though a lot of people would consider that volume, just seem to play havoc with my joints. I mean, each into their own. I've been training long enough now and know how my body reacts to know that the volume stuff tends to work better for me. But in terms of metabolic, come in, I might just do basically work to failure, do really short rests in between sets, get the heart rate up, just try and stimulate the muscle, I guess, more in a metabolic way. So it's different format to how I do it the other days a week. And I guess you've got to be careful. I found if I go a bit too overboard with the volume on that day, that it can actually be counterintuitive in terms of affecting my recovery. But if I'm smarter about the way I do it, it actually seems to help my lifting and actually feel better on the Friday when I lift a bit heavier. I feel like I actually get through my workload better. All these things, it's about working out what works for you. But there's a lot of myths out there about this idea that you can only train one body part a week, or once a week, or maybe twice a week. Look, at the end of the day, you see these guys, these pro bodybuilders who train often maybe one body part a week. That's because they're on steroids. Now, you've got obviously protein synthesis, which kicks in after you've trained. Now, for a natty, someone who's not on gear, that might last 48 hours. Then that drops off. So that's basically it. So these guys who are on gear are getting protein synthesis is getting a lot higher and staying up there for a lot longer. So they can train, each body part once a week, maybe twice a week, and they're still going to get phenomenal growth. And it's all about the gear they're on. It's as simple as that. For a natty, assuming you're injury free and you're smart and you work some deloads in, you can train 3 times a week. I generally have a bit of a rest on the weekend. I might do a little bit of accessory stuff on the weekend sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling. But basically, that's why I hit 3 times a week. I really want to try and maximize my growth. Now, obviously, it's all this thing around diminishing returns. If you hitting your body parts 3 times a week, it's going to be more growth than twice a week, but it's not like you're getting 3 times as much growth as you are from doing it once a week. But you're definitely going to be getting more growth. And if you're in this like I am for longer term, you're wanting to make longer term gains and you enjoy doing it and you want to be doing it over longer term, over months and years, you will see a noticeable difference training like that. I certainly feel like even already by training the way I'm training, that my strength has gone up and I feel like I'm making some better gains for it. But then again, I've only really been back into lifting properly for a short amount of time. So it's probably also getting some of those gains back from a layoff. It's been fairly slow to start because of injury, but definitely just, I guess, my take anyway, and interested to see what other people think. There's some great YouTube channels out there that explain this stuff, much better than I do, and can cite studies, and you guys can obviously see a lot of that for yourself. You've got the likes of guys like Jason Blaha and Juggernaut Fitness, who I've known through bodybuilding.com for a long time, friends with on Facebook. So he's a guy I always enjoy, whose videos I enjoy watching because he has a good amount of knowledge. He's been doing it a long time. So it's certainly a channel if you're into lifting and you enjoy the science behind it as well is a good one to check out. And he's good at trolling some of these other big YouTubers like Mark Lobliner, and it's actually quite funny to see how pissy some of these guys get with him. Actually, it's a good laugh. As the internet wouldn't be the internet unless there was a bit of trolling going on, especially when it comes to the fitness community, because a lot of people probably take themselves way too seriously. So hope you have a great day, guys. That's my little video for the day. Hope you got something out of it. Take it easy.